Good afternoon, everyone. Special thanks to all my Adapt 2030 patrons. Just sent you another PDF. It's more of a way for you to be able to explain to others what's going on with a scientific document, easy to understand with a lot of references at the bottom. Look for that in the inbox. Their support helps make these videos possible, and I do say thank you very much to all my patrons. Earliest snowfall since records began at ski resort in Japan. This is in Hokkaido Island. Also 125 temperature stations in Hokkaido, breaking all-time record cold for August frosts and 125 locations. Same area showing year-on-year gains in snowfall, but Japan times, they won't touch this with a 10-foot pole. Shocker. They want to talk about global warming and Antarctica melting. And I'm starting to back up my channel on BitChute. You can find me over there at Adapt 2030. And as we move forward deeper into the grand solar minimum, frosts in August, this is what you're going to see. Food growing is going to become less reliable globally. You're going to have to start taking care of yourself more. TrueLeafMarket.com, heirloom and organic seeds for any grow zone on the planet. The Adapt 2030 link is in the description box below, as well as the links to tonight's images and stories. And this video is brought to you by my Patreon backers. Earliest snowfall since records began at ski resort in Japan. Picking up almost an inch in August. Here we go, some images for you of the mountain areas. Now normally it should be 23 to 27 degrees Celsius up there, which is mid-70s. Area here on the map. Now Hokkaido is in the very north of Japan. And if you're looking at Hokkaido Island, that area in the center with the yellow, that's where all the ski resorts are. That's where this event happened. I've traveled up here a couple different times. We flew into Hakodate, which is in the very south of the island, and then we went up to Sapporo and around different areas. Earliest snowfall. One of Japan's most northerly ski areas has reported its earliest snowfall ever. This is August 17th, a few days back. Now you have to go back to 1974 to even find snow in August, but it wasn't until August 21st. So this even predates that record back in 1974. But I'm going to say if we went back into the Kofun era, we would find some of these similarities on 400-year cycles. Kofun is a good one to start. This is circa 800 AD. This is when the Tang Dynasty collapsed in China, and also they had some severe problems and infighting wars regionally within Japan. Now staying in the same area, Daisetsuzan, Kurodake, off of Snow, Japan. Now notice the snow totals the prior year, 2016-17 to 17-18. There's a significant jump across the board. And if you look across Snow, Japan, you'll see the same thing in those northern ski resorts. There's more snow this season than there was the previous season. And I did a video back in, 2016 talking about the same thing, that 2014 totals were less than 2015-16 totals. And we're seeing the same thing progressing. It's just getting snowier up there in northern Japan. We're starting to see cooler conditions. Barrow, Alaska, barely above freezing going out over this next week as well. And Sora News 24 picking this up. Tokyo too hot for you? It's already snowing in Hokkaido. Winter Wonderland, middle of August. And what could that possibly mean? Winter Wonderland. Well, 125 spots received frost as well as all-time record cold at those temperature stations. So taking a look at the frost in some of the trees here in the middle of August in Japan, 4.7 degrees Celsius is just around the 40 degree Fahrenheit mark. Now the interesting thing is, so many locations that people are putting on their fall and winter clothing already up in August in Hokkaido. And it's so interesting how none of this is making the world media. And to give you an indication on how rare this is, let's take you up into the September average temperatures. Over on the right, Dongjing, that is Tokyo, 28 degrees Celsius. When we come back over, we take a look through Jinglin, that second one there at 24 degrees Celsius. We're coming up into some of the same areas, northern Japan. It should be 24 degrees Celsius in September, even next month, but it's already 3.9. Something very, very different is going on with the climate up there. Record earliest snow, 125 temperature stations across Hokkaido smashed their all-time record cold. Frost in August, and the Japan Times picking up on snow and cold. Oh, watermelon snow speeding up the melting of glaciers. That's the newest entry they have, August 13th. I just searched it today, August 19th. But also, as a side note, Sonora News, it's so hot in Japan that people are cooking food on their cars. I thought that was a really interesting byline, so I thought, what is that all about? So this year, they're saying that summer is hotter than usual, and we're hearing that across the planet. Summer is hotter than usual. But winter was colder than usual last winter, so this winter expect even cooler conditions. So they had a bunch of people trying to cook different objects on black roofs of their cars. Now, this became kind of a phenomenon where people were bringing eggs, pieces of bacon, pieces of pork, hamburgers. They were trying to cook anything, and it kind of swept through Japan as a really cool kind of side note for summer temperatures. You can find this through the social media of people trying to cook things on top of their cars. It was kind of a fad there for the 3 or 4 days that it got really hot in Tokyo. Thanks for watching. Hope you got something out of the video. And please join me for the Tri-Weekly Podcast Mini Ice Age Conversations, more in-depth analysis on these same issues as we go deeper into the Grand Solar Minimum.